Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm Becky and today is day 3 of our Bend Don't Break with Becky 14-day flexibility challenge, where every day we're going to be doing different stretches and different strengthening techniques to really work on our flexibility. Day 1 was about the splits, and we're doing right leg forward, left leg forward. Yesterday, day 2, was the middle splits. We've been quite hips and hamstring focused, and today is about shoulders and all across the top of your back and a little bit on the chest. So anyone who feels tightness in and around their shoulders, this is super helpful. Now, when I do pole for a lot, and earlier this week I did trapeze as well, and my shoulders are killing me, so I am super excited to be stretching them out with you guys today. If you would like to join and you've this is the first video you stumbled across, then hello, welcome. We're doing these stretches every day and you can join me live, or if you're not able to make it at the time that I'm doing it live, then please let me know, send me your email, and I can add you onto the mailing list, and then I'll just send it into your inbox so you can do it at a time that suits you. So don't worry if you can't make it to the live every day, but you do still want to do it, then please just let me know. I can ping it over, because I realise that the schedules likely to line up with mine are very slim. So welcome. If you are joining me today, it is all about the shoulders. So let's get started. Please just make sure that you are keeping yourself nice and hydrated, and that you're keeping yourself nice and warm. I'm quite warm. I know I'm wearing little today, but I wanted you to see kind of the movements a little bit more clearly. But I am warm, don't worry about me. So let's begin. Let me pull myself a little bit further back. I'm at my mama's house today, so hopefully you can still see me okay. And then we might have a dog that interrupts us every so often. We'll see how it goes. Anyone with dogs will know. I don't have a very obedient dog, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're starting on our knees, and we're just going to do a little bit of mobility with our neck and our back. So my hands can come down the side, or we can rotate them around if you want to have a bit of a stretch in the hamstrings, in your biceps as well, so you can rotate your hands around if you need to. Breathing it in, lifting the head up. Exhale, folding it down. Lifting it back up, nice and gently. Taking it back down. Take it a little bit bigger, rolling the shoulders back, squeezing them together at the back. Rolling it over, rounding the shoulders forwards. Taking it up. Taking it over. Getting the movements a little bit bigger each time. Including more of the back, more of the shoulders, really rounding them over. Opening up, squeezing the shoulder blades. Rounding the shoulders, separating the shoulder blades. And one more, taking it over and taking it forwards. Lovely. And then hands come down into the ear to the shoulder. Lift that hand, and we're just going to rest the hand on the top. You don't need to push down on here. It's just an extra bit of weight just to ease it into the stretch a little bit more. And if you want to have a deeper stretch, you can feel like you're pushing away. Lovely. Lift the hand, nose to nipple, head goes down, and we'll just place the hand back on. And again, you can re-push with the opposite hand to get a deeper stretch. Lovely. And then taking it up and over to the other side. Hand goes on and gently pushing away. Hello to all of those joining. I can see people joining. Hello, hello. Lovely. And head down. Nose up there. Nose to nipple. Lovely. Head up, go straight down. Both hands come interlink at the top, and you're just going to not push down, but just rest the hands on the top, just easing that pressure. You should feel a little bit more of the muscles stretching in the back of the neck. Lovely. You can turn your head from side to side if that kind of feels good, and gently take it back again. Lovely. We're going to take it to standing. Standing it up. Ooh. Got a slippy rug here. From here, can you see me? I'm coming back here actually, hopefully you can still see me, okay? Hands on hips. We're just going to move our hips from side to side. Easing out any kind of stretches. Yesterday, if you were doing the middle splits, you probably got quite achy legs, or I know I certainly have. So this stretch is quite nice to warm up your inner thighs a little bit as well. Lovely. And then we're going to take it all the way forward, all the way back, all the way forward, all the way back. Keep it nice straight back as we go. I can hear the dog outside. I'm not sure how long he will take before he comes in and says hello. And then change direction, take it back round. Lovely. Just enjoying that kind of movement as you go round. Lovely. And we're going to keep our, just focus on our hips. So bend the knees a little bit softer in the knees. I like to hold on to my rib cage, and we're just going to circle the hips round. Well, I think I've had an issue with Instagram. It might have just dropped off. Let me circle it back round the other way. Welcome back, Instagram. I saw the screen went blank. Lovely. And change direction again. Taking it around and back again. Lovely. I want to do a bit of a challenge with you. I want you to hold onto your hips, keep your hips nice and still, and just move the rib cage around. Now, I find this particularly difficult. I always want to do a little bit more with my hips, but give it a little try, see if you can do it. I find this is helpful to do in front of a mirror, so you can kind of see if it's just the rib cage moving. And it just gets the spine moving a little bit more. Lovely. From here, take it back up to standing. We're just going to roll around the shoulders. Lovely. Just the shoulders moving around. And we can take it a little bit bigger, leading with the elbows. Almost like you're backwards swimming. Just to get a little bit more movement. Lovely. And then just the shoulders moving forwards. This one feels a little bit weird if you've never done it before. And then take it a little bit bigger. Just like you're forward swimming. Lovely. Good. From here, I want to take it down onto all fours. I'm going to do this sideways, so hopefully you can see it nice and clearly. From here, just make sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders and that your knees are directly underneath your hips. And what I want us to do is we want to tuck our tailbone under, so I'm really tilting my pelvis under. I'm going to round my spine, roll my shoulders and drop my head down. Really arching it over. Lovely. And we're going to take it into reverse. So pelvis tilts up, opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest. Lovely. And then take it back down. Pelvis goes under, rounding out, pulling your tummy button up into your spine. And then take it over again. And I want you to feel like you're trying to get your tailbone to touch the top of your head. Lovely. And from here, we're going to round it over in a circle. So I want you to feel like you're rolling your ribcage around in a circle. And then change direction. Good. This is one of my favouriteest moves. I remember when I first did this, and I was like, oh, this feels really weird, but it's such a lovely position. From here, tuck your toes under. We're going to push into our hands and take it up into a downward dog. And if you don't have much mobility, don't worry about that. If this feels very uncomfortable or feels like a lot of pressure, keep the knees nice and bent. But what I really want to focus on is pushing through as if you're trying to get your armpits to touch the floor. That's what I want it to feel like. I want you to feel like you're pushing a nice straight back. Those of you with a bit more flexibility, you're welcome to keep your legs nice and straight, or you can walk from one to the other. But if you are finding this difficult to push through the arms and the shoulders, all across the top of your shoulders, as well as keep your legs straight, don't worry, bend the legs, push through. I'd rather you focus on your shoulders for the time being. Nice, good, really pushing through. I want you to keep focused on keeping square. So when I say keeping square, I mean we're not twisting over to the side or the other side. You're trying to keep your shoulders in line. Lovely. From here, take it back. And we're just going to round the shoulders again. And open it up again. Good. Take the toes back under. We're going to push it back up into downward dog. Taking it up, taking it through. Bend the knees if you want to get a deeper stretch, or you can walk it through from one to the other. When we're in our downward dog position, it's really every different part of our muscle is, every different part of our body is working. So we're pushing our shoulders through, we're trying to get our armpits to touch the floor. At the same time, we're pushing our butt up into the air, so it's straightening out our legs, and we're also trying to get our heels to touch the floor. So it's all working in different angles. It's a very active move, even though it's very still. So it's one that you can kind of consistently keep working towards, because there'll always be something that doesn't quite get right. The ankles can always get a bit lower, your butt wants to stretch a bit higher, your arms want to stretch down. But if you've got too many things to think about, and I think that sometimes can be the case, just bend the knees and really focus on being in the shoulders, because that's what we're working on today. Lovely. Now, if you want to have a deeper stretch, what I'd like us to do is take it down into our forearms. And I like to do this with my hands together. Some people will prefer to put their hands flat onto the floor. If you do put your hands flat on the floor, I quite like putting my thumbs next to one another and trying to push my thumbs together. Just helps keep a little bit of balance. So we can either take it from the floor, so take it from the elbows, and then push up. And we're pushing through our shoulders again. It's a lot more of an intense stretch. So if this feels too much, don't worry. Keep sticking with this, with the downward dog move. But if you can take it down, bend it down. And we're pushing through the shoulders. Lovely. From here, take it back down. I want us to just, I'm going to face forward. Oh, I think I'm losing Instagram every so often. I'm sure it will reconnect when it's ready. I apologise to people on Instagram. I don't think it's connecting very well. Hello again, welcome back Instagram. Apologies about the delay. Lovely, from here, we're going to sit back onto our heels and just take ourselves down into our child's pose, which most of us know quite well. Now, when we're in this position, what I want us to think about is that we're pushing our elbows, as if our armpits, as if they're trying to touch the floor. So we're really pushing through. And I want you to relax every other part of that body. So we're just pushing the elbows down. I want us to take our hands onto these little spider kind of positions. So my hands are in like these little spider positions. So we're just taking them out as far as we can, meaning it raises our shoulders and raises our arms. And we're just going to push through again. And I want us to hold and push down for 5 seconds. So we're going to breathe it in, pushing down. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. And you should feel that tension all across the top of the back, really pushing down. Lovely, we're going to hold it again, breathing it in. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And last one, I'm going to do it on flat hands. So my hands are going to go flat onto the floor. Hopefully you can still see this okay. I'm going to go back a little bit. Hopefully you can still see that. Maybe, oh gosh, not enough space. And then we'll push it down. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. So you should be pushing the elbows down. So it's pushing all across the top of the back. Lovely. From here, I'm just going to take this onto knees, and you can do this standing if you prefer, and take the arms out. Now what I want us to do is roll one shoulder forward, and then take it back again. And roll the other shoulder forward, and take it back again. In and out. In and out. Good. Rolling it forward. I want you to roll it as much as far forward as you can. Taking it back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. I find this really helps if you do this in the mirror, so you can kind of see where your shoulders are moving. It's quite difficult to just get the shoulder moving in that place, so please just give it a little try. If it doesn't quite happen straight away and it feels like it's just like moving your shoulder forward like that, that's fine. Keep working at that and try and get it so that your thumb, start with your thumb facing up, and then you're pulling it around so your thumb faces down and taking it back up. Taking the other one down, taking it back up. If you're getting really good at this and you do this regularly, I would do the 2 at the same time. So taking it from one side to the other. I think this looks quite funny in the mirror actually, now I can see it. We're just taking one from the other. Lovely. Good. Next bit I want us to use is a wall, or if you've got, I'm going to use a mantelpiece. I'm just going to move Instagram so you can see it a little bit better. So hopefully you guys can all see that okay. So I want us to have our hand, I normally use this on a pole, so I hold my hand, and we want it to ideally be shoulder height. In fact, I might use the wall instead just for height. Now what I want us to do is I want us to walk, put our hand on the wall, put it in line with our shoulder, just move my mother's plant so I don't squish it. And we want to open ourselves out. And we should feel a stretch all down the inside, like all across the top of our chest. So we're just opening ourselves out. Now again, you don't need to go maximum, you don't need to whack yourself around. The idea is doing this nice and gently and increasing the range of motion bit by bit. So do it nice and gently, no sudden movements and no kind of like whacking to maximum, just ease it around. Now I want you to bend this arm so you've got a bit of slack in this arm, and we're going to roll our shoulder forward in that space and then take it back again and take it forward and take it back and take it forward and take it back. Now as we stretch around the glutes, take it into a slightly deeper stretch. Those of you who do a lot of push-ups or things like this is going to be a dream to stretch here, and it really gets inside your pec muscles, which is super nice. Lovely, and relax. From here, I want to take the hand nice and high, and again we're going to turn ourselves out, and we should feel like the stretch is coming further down, almost into the armpit, down into the side boob almost. So we're kind of going all along the sides. Those of you who are men who are watching this, you don't have side boobs, then it's just down the side of your pec. So we're just leaning ourselves out, pushing ourselves away. And we'll also feel a little bit of a stretch in the back, like a contraction in the back of that arm. Lovely. We're going to do this on the other side. Apologies, I'm going to turn my back to you. But we're going to put our hand onto the wall. Again, you want it shoulder height. And we're just going to turn ourselves away. Not maximum, but nice, easy. So you start to feel a stretch all across the top of that chest. And we're going to bend that arm and then roll the shoulder forward, roll the shoulder back, roll the shoulder forward, roll the shoulder back, roll the shoulder forward, roll the shoulder back. Now this really does take time to get a bigger range of motion. So keep doing it and do it more regularly, and you will see that it becomes more easy to roll the shoulders forward and back. So from here we've rolled the shoulder back. We're just going to stretch it a little bit deeper into that position. Lovely. Have a little play around. If you want it a little bit higher, it might hit the right part for you, depending on where it feels particularly intense. Lovely. We're going to take the hand nice and high and turn ourselves away, and we'll feel it stretch coming further down into our armpit, along the side of the boob. I love this stretch. This is particularly good for those of you who are working on thread the needle, where you're lifting your leg up and holding it behind you. That opening of the shoulders is super, super helpful for that. So, while we're on the chest, I want to do one more thing on the chest. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do it while I'm standing up. I want to put our hands onto, I'm going to use my mother's mantelpiece. Put your hands on the mantelpiece, and we're going to step ourselves back. Now, from here, we're just going to drop ourselves through, and please bear in mind, I have been practicing this for a long, long, long time, so I do have a good range of motion in this. Please take this as trust that these methods work, not necessarily that you need to be at that stage, because I've been doing these stretches, you know, every week for the last, I don't know, 15 years probably, definitely the last 10, and probably much longer than that through my ballet years and gymnastics. So do bear with your body if it's not at where mine is. Don't see that as a sign as you're rubbish, blah, 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 blah. See that as a sign as this is just your body on your journey. And you're in the perfect place that you're supposed to be right now, and you will be working on it and stretching on it and increasing your flexibility. But what I want us to focus on, so we've got our hands on the top, we're going to step ourselves back, and I want us to push ourselves through. So our armpits are coming towards the floor, and we're really pushing through. And you might be about here, and that's great. If you're about here, perfect. If you're about here, great. Listen to your body, follow how much it needs that stretch. If you can push it through further, brilliant. Like whatever stage you're at is the right stage for you when your body's at. Please don't feel like you need, it's not a race, it's not whoever's the bendiest person. It's about appreciating your body, looking after it, and stretching it so that it's the right thing for your body. So pushing it through, let's take it to about 70% maximum, I'd say. Pushing it through here. Now we're going to isolate each one at a time. So I'm going to take one hand up, and I want us to raise up and I want us to hold onto this shoulder. It just means that it doesn't roll it out, so it keeps the shoulder in place, and we're just going to drop down again and really push through. And you should find that it's a much more intense stretch when you're doing just the one, because your weight is all going into one shoulder as opposed to the other. So again, take this nice and gently. I keep soft knees so that I've got my weight, most of my weight is in my legs, and I'm just pushing a little bit more pressure into that arm. Again, maybe 60%, 70% of my maximum. Good. And big breathing in. Exhale. Pushing it through. If you start to get tingles or you start to get shakes, please ease off. If you get pins and needles in your fingers, ease off. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Good, nice. And take it back up. I really like that stretch, but I used to do this and it gave me pins and needles in my hands. If it does that, please stop. Have a little circle of your wrist. Get the blood going again, and don't go as deep the second time that you try it, because it would just mean that it's cutting off the blood supply. So your other hand is going to go on. We'll swap it over to the shoulder. Step ourselves back. Hold on to your shoulder so that it doesn't rotate. So I'm just holding my shoulder in place. And this just means that it won't roll out, but instead stays in the position that I want it to stretch in. So hand goes on, my other hand's in place to keep my shoulders in the right place. I step it back and I just slowly sink in. And again, my weight is in my legs, so I'm pushing. I've got soft knees so that I can take the weight in my legs, and I'm just pushing myself through. And again, I'm taking to myself maybe 60%. Big deep breath in, exhale. Enjoy the little stretch in the shoulder. I love this stretch. I think it's really, really, really helpful. Big deep breath in, exhale out. Easing into it. And we're going to do one more big deep breath in. Exhale. Lovely. And take it back up. Good work, guys. The last one we're going to do on the floor. So do bear with me as I just re-angle you all. Hopefully you can see me okay there. Yeah, I think that's okay. So we're going to do this move lying down. And what I want us to think about is that we're going to be in like a cactus shape. So I lie myself down, and I want to take my hands out as if I'm a cactus. That's just the way I see it. If you're not a cactus kind of lover, then take your hands out at right angles. Now from here, what we're going to do, I'm going to take one hand, I'm going to push myself over. My top leg comes over, and if this feels comfortable, I can put it behind me. Now this hand, to increase the stretch, is going to go behind you and just rest in the small of your back. If you'd rather keep it in front, keep it in front, that's absolutely fine. Now we should be feeling a stretch all down in this pec muscle. So in the foot, across the stretch, across there. The stretch is across the top of your chest. So I'm just going to relax into it. Hopefully you can still see me and hear me. What we want us to do with this hand and with all of this arm, I'm going to push it into the ground. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds, and it's going to be on our inhale. So we're going to inhale and push it in. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. And hopefully when you did that, you could really feel the stretch really intensify. If it's intensifying too much, please do ease it off, don't push it in as much as you need to. Push it to where feels a good stretch, not too much, just taking it nice and gently. And we're going to do it again, pushing the whole arm into the floor, breathing it in. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, easing it out. Last one, pushing it down. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good. Take yourself back round, easing it over. Now, for those of you who do lots of push-ups, those of you who do lots of chest work, then what I recommend is you take this hand at different angles. So the arm that you're stretching, you can take it further up, you can take it further round, you can take it further down, depending, and you'll target different areas in the muscle. So find the one that kind of works best for you and where you need it, because it's such a beautiful stretch. I really enjoy that one. So we're going to take the other hand out. One hand goes on, and I'm just going to rest that leg on the floor and take the other one over and plant it down for a bit of stability. This opposite hand, so this one here, is going to go into the small of my back. If that feels too intense, keep the hand this side for a bit of stability. That's absolutely fine. We're going to relax it down, and we're going to push all of this arm, so the arm that's being stretched into that shoulder, into that chest. We're going to push down. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good, and we're going to take it again. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Hopefully you're really feeling that stretch intensify as we're pushing it in. Breathing it in, last time. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good. And take it up. I'm going to do one final stretch, and this is just for the top of your shoulders. Now, I like to do this on a lower surface, so I'm going to do this on my on the sofa. You can do it a little bit higher, as if like mantelpiece kind of height again, but I personally prefer doing it on a little bit lower, so I'm just going to lean over to the sofa. This position is I found this position really difficult, and I found that I was really tight in my shoulders, so I couldn't always do this position. So I find it's really intense, so please listen to your body, check when it feels too much, see how you go, forgive yourself if it doesn't go the way you want to. It's just how you and your body's reacting today. Like, that's it. It's very, you just got to kind of appreciate that that's what your body wants to do today. So do it with love. No anger towards your body. Okay, guys. So I want to put our elbows onto here, and we're going to put our hands together as if we're praying. I'm going to make sure that I keep myself square on, so I'm going to go a little bit sideways onto you guys. I'm going to take myself back, and what I want us to do is push ourselves down into that stretch again. So it's a slightly more intense stretch than the version we've just done on the mantelpiece, and I'm really pushing the top of my shoulders through. Lovely. Keeping my back nice and straight when I'm doing this position. Pushing it through the top of my hand. Relax it down. So I'm going to push it down for 5 seconds, then have a little rest, then do it again. So we're going to push it together. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. Taking it back down again. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good. So I'm really pushing down on the top of my shoulders, really pushing it down, pushing my armpits towards the floor. Hopefully you can kind of see that with how my muscles are working, but let me know if it's not clear and you're unsure. Just drop me a message and we can chat through how it should feel. So we're going one last time. We're taking it through. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good, lovely. My arms are feeling super relaxed now. I'm going to do one, just last little bit of almost like a bit of a cool down, but just the way that my body likes to kind of end the stretch. I take my arm over and I'm going to give it a little pull round. This will be stretching all across the top of my deltoid, on the top of my shoulder here, pulling it in. If you're doing this move, you're welcome to do it with your upper arm or with your lower arm, just not on the elbow. Just takes a little bit too much pressure on the elbow. Keep this arm nice and straight. We're pulling it towards us. From here, to intensify the stretch and to target a slightly different part of the shoulder, we're going to turn our thumb towards the floor, little finger to the ceiling, and pull it round again. You just feel it stretching a little bit further into the arm, and it goes down to where the shoulder attaches to the bone in the arm. If you don't feel a deeper stretch, don't worry. It just means that that muscle hasn't been used that much lately, so it just doesn't need it. Like mine today, I haven't used that much on that particular muscle, or that part of the muscle, so it's not that intense for me today, which is quite nice. Lovely. We're going to take the same arm, put it onto that shoulder, and we're going to push ourselves up. Really stretching down the triceps. If this feels okay and you want to have a deeper stretch, you can take your hand over the top, hold it onto the elbow, and put it round further there. If you want to take a deeper stretch still, you can put it behind your head, and I like to push my head back into it, and it just really intensifies that stretch down the tricep, down the back of the arm. And those of you who are super bendy, you can also reach round to the back and just give it a little pull there. I personally don't find that does as much for me as my head would, but if that works for you, then great. You give it a little try. Please note, I always do this sitting down, and the reason is when we do this move, so many of us arch our back and we kind of like push ourselves forward like that, but it's harder to do that when we're sat down, so that's why I sit down. If you're doing this standing up, please make sure that you are keeping a nice straight spine. So we're going to take it over to the inside and give it a pull in. Again, remember to keep this arm nice and straight, and we're not holding at the elbow joint, so either the forearm or the upper arm, either is fine. And then we take our thumb down to the floor, fingers to the ceiling, little finger to the ceiling, and pull it round a little bit further. Now this arm I do feel a little bit of a deeper stretch in, so obviously I'll use this arm a little bit more than my right. Lovely. And then we're going to take it over, hand goes on shoulder, and give it a little pull up. Again, if you want to have a deeper stretch, you can take the outside hand over the top, and you can take it behind your head for a deep stretch. Still push your head back. Again, if you prefer, you can take that hand behind, give it a little hold there. I personally don't find as much of a benefit in that move, but I know a lot of people do really like that one, so see how you go. And then we're done for the day. I feel all loosey-goosey in my shoulders. It's super important if you spend a lot of time working on your shoulders to stretch them out, and if you find yourself getting neck ache or ache in your all the way to the top of the head sometimes, or if you get headaches or migraines, sometimes it can be because your muscles feel very tight in the top of your shoulders. Particularly, I know for a lot of people, I certainly have done in the past, we hold a lot of stress in our and tension across the top of our shoulders, so it's really good and important to stretch them out, give them a move round, and hopefully improve that range of motion as well, so we can do some pretty cool stuff with our shoulders and the top of our back. So I hope that's really helped you guys and you've enjoyed the session this morning. I really have. I really needed that, and I feel really good for it afterwards. So I want us to just take a little moment to just appreciate your body, your shoulders, how you've had this time to actually take care of yourself, take care of your body. It's really important, and I like to think of it as like a little part of my self-love routine where I can spend a bit of time with myself, with my body, looking after me, and just kind of makes me feel good, fills my cup up so that I can then give more to others, and I know that makes a difference for me, so hopefully it does to you as well. Have a lovely day. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow if you're joining me live tomorrow. I know a lot of you guys have said that you are catching up on the videos because you haven't been able to make it live, or you haven't been able to make it. Just forgive me, this is my dog barking. It's a bit of a needy dog, aren't you, Buster? Hello. So, if you're doing it all in one go, please make sure if you're catching up, don't do it all in one go so that you can give your body a bit of a rest in between as well. Don't mind my dog. What you like, eh? What you like? Right, well, I will love you and leave you all. Have a fabulous day and a fabulous weekend. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and happy Friday, everybody. Let me try and log off with the dog in front of me. Oh, get out of the way, my love. All right, guys, see you all soon. Take care. Oh, how do I close this? Da, da, da. Bye, guys.